I want to start by wishing us happy Easter in advance. We thank God for another opportunity to celebrate yet another Easter. Easter is the period where Christians all over the world they commemorate the death and the resurrection of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. The uncommon sacrifice that Christ made to redeem mankind from the wrath and curse of the law. So we are celebrating together, and in the mode of that celebration we are also appreciating God in a special way who has helped us in this university.
Thank you very much. Like what you wanted for a start for the Easter message. What is your message of Easter to the university community?
Okay, so I gave that at the beginning, but I'm still going to repeat that again. I'm going to craft it in a way that it will be well understood. Because Jesus Christ paid the supreme price and made sacrifice for the sin of the whole world. I urge and I tell my university that the sacrifice of Christ will never be in vain, because he has paid the price. We will not suffer unduly, we will not miss our rewards, we will not lose anything that is good to us, because he has paid the price for all of that.
You've talked about this exit. So in less than 9 weeks, the exit gate will be open. Are you under any pressure?
Not at all. I'm not under any pressure, because I have a clear vision of what I want to do, and I take them one step at a time. The pressure I am now is the same pressure I am in as even when I had 4 years or more. It's a pressure to meet my daily target. I have targets for months, I have targets for every day, I have targets for weeks, So that pressure is consistent, and I'm not under any other overt pressure, but the pressure to accomplish what I've promised, and based on the things that are presented before me on a daily basis.
You made a promise at the last Seoga Games. You've really shown a lot of signs of your love for sports, and you said you are going to host our medalists. Is that still in the plan?
Yeah, well, so first I've done that, maybe you are not aware.
Okay.
I've actually hosted them indirectly,
Okay.
because I gave all the medalists, all of them got award. Those who gold, everybody got 100,000 naira. I also extended it to silver. Silver was I think 50,000 or so, and then bronze was every one of them. So we already made that. I've already prepared apart from what I gave generally to all the universities, but our own staff. So we already did that. I think I'll try to confirm whether that payment has been made. It was supposed to have been made this week. For last week, if not for the strike, because the strike that delayed the payment. So I've already done that, because I'm waiting for time again to gather them. So I used the opportunity of our presentation, the presentation of the award to us the day we did the special convocation,
Okay.
to make the announcement. But I've gone ahead to do the paperwork to approve that sum for all of them.
I want to know what motivated, because you went beyond the shores of UNIZIK to
Yeah.
give other universities.
Yes.
So what was the motivation behind that? Because some of them will go back and they'll start, their VCs will be in trouble.
No. Positive trouble.
Yeah.
Positive trouble, because I wouldn't want the good thing that is happening to UNIZIK to be restricted here only.
Okay.
I want it to spread to the southeast, so that the southeast will be stronger as a region in terms of sports. So we just wanted to serve as a catalyst. In many good adventures or endeavors, it starts from one place, one man. We started in one place, then it now spreads around. So I wanted to be that catalyst. I will stimulate my colleagues, to also pay special attention to sports and support and sponsorship for sports.
I know that the foundation you've laid will actually carry us, especially in the area of sports. You've really done us well in terms of support and encouragement. Okay, I'm taking you to IPPIS. Federal government said the universities are no longer in IPPIS. What is the reality?
The reality is that they are still in IPPIS because our February salary was paid through IPPIS. And I'm sure that the March salary will also be paid through IPPIS because we don't have there's no other platform that has been proposed to use for salary payment. But my thinking is that because there are lots of technicalities involved in moving from one payment platform to the other. That is the honest truth. So it's not something that can be done overnight. So I'm thinking, in essence, that they are the back. I don't know. I'm not holding brief for them, but I'm thinking that the back and trying to work out formalities to move from IPPIS to maybe whatever payment platform they decide. But as we speak today, as of last February, the salary was paid through IPPIS, and I'm pretty sure that March will also be paid through IPPIS. We'll give the government some time to see if indeed it is trying to move from one platform. Again, we have had an issue of deciding which platform is suitable, whether it's GFMIS, because GFMIS had some issues before they moved to IPPIS. So I think, and then there is ASU UTAS also, which has been tested and tried. But I think at the managerial federal government executive council level, hopefully, and with the unions, we have not gotten an update from them. They should be able to work out which one. But for now, we're still in IPPIS.
Okay.
As of today.
It's all right. You've put in place a lot of structures to benefit physically challenged persons, especially students in the university. And there is this story running around about some physically challenged individuals not being paid and emotional blackmails of all kinds going around. So what is your response? What do you want to tell them? Actually, you've said something about that, but to make it clearer for those physically challenged persons.
Okay, the first thing is that I have a personal love for the physically challenged, the disabled. Yes, people living with disability. A very personal love and concern for them, about their welfare. And to start with, I was the first Vice Chancellor that made it a policy that anytime we are doing employment, we must include them. Deliberately, it's now in our policy. We cannot do any employment, any admission without giving them priority. So that is now a policy. So even if I'm not there or not, they'll still have a quota in admissions, in employment in this university. So that is a very significant good faith that one has demonstrated. Secondly, the Center for Disability and Special Needs that I established is, I think that's the only one in the country, more or less, because people refer to it everywhere. And we have gone ahead beyond not they have been asking to attract for funds, welfare support for them. I remember I flew to Cairo, went to our president bank to solicit for support for them, which we gave them scholarship, few thousand. And now we have gone again to ask for repayment. Now that one has been exhausted to look for funds for them. So that is enough goodwill for people with disability. But I've also engaged them. I gave them an open check for all the trainings that they were doing. That anything they produce, university is going to buy those things, and especially the detergents and things, they will be using them in the hostel just to support them. We're also doing a kind of workshop for them, skill acquisition center. We started building, we're looking for funds. It was also part of the proposal I presented in our President Bank recently for them. Although our President Bank modified it and said it would be good if we do that for people living with disability, let also enhance on that for the general public, and also modify that it shouldn't be only for our own students here. Those living with disability who are outside, maybe in the state region, can also come and learn, and I said fine, we can expand it. So we're working on that proposal, all for them. With respect to their salary, those who have not been paid, we made it for, and the public needs to know that the ability as at this moment to capture and pay people has nothing to do with the Vice Chancellor. Absolutely nothing now. Because now, for you to pay or capture anybody, there are a series of approvals you need to get, which on our part we have been doing. You need to communicate to the head of service, go there and do defense, which we have done. We go about 4 or 5 times defense before various committees. And then if you do the defense, they will now minute something and send to National Investors Commission to vet your something, and then they will give you a quota. You may apply for 1,000. They will look at it and say, okay, we'll give you 100. Stop, not value. So after everything, and when they give you that quota, you bring it back again. You take it to budget office. Budget to look at the appropriation and put it in the budget, and then they give you budget clearance. You take from there, you now go to accountant general, they capture that, and then you go to federal character, they clear the list and be sure that it covers everything before you come back to IPPIS, what they give you. So it's a long process, which has, so, and all of this we do. So when they sit down and talk, now I wonder, say, where have you done wrong that you employ people giving good faith? By the time we employ these people, that was when employment was directly under the purview of the council, governing council. First chancellor will make a presentation to the council gives approval, then you employ, and then, but immediately IPPIS came, the money no longer comes to university. It stays with the central bank. So central bank pays you directly without the cost to university. So but I hear people calling and say, what has VC done? VC that gave you employment, and I gave you employment at the time when, we had approval from council, and suddenly, IPPIS came and they cut that. So how is that my fault? But in any case, for people living with disability, who have done extra. As a matter of fact, there's a letter I have here. This letter was written 18 January 2023 for them. The letter was written to the Accountant General of the Federation. Attention, Director IPPIS. The title is A Compassionate Appeal for IPPIS Capturing and Payment of Persons Living with Disabilities, employed by UNIZIK University. This is January 18, 2023. Keying into the federal government affirmative action policy for persons living with disability and special needs, UNIZIK University started a Center for Disability and Special Needs Research, whose purview is to equip persons living with disabilities and special needs with the needed skills and competencies that will attenuate their challenges and thus enable them to live lives that will be useful to themselves and the society. In furtherance of this, we employ 21 such persons who are part of the pool of the university staff awaiting IPPIS capturing and commencement of payment of salaries. Action sought. This letter is to make a passionate appeal to the Accountant General of the Federation for a special dispensation for these persons on account of their vulnerability to enable their IPPIS capturing and payment of their salaries. Kindly accept the assurances of our highest esteem. Signed, Prof Charles Esimone FAS. This one I wrote the letter, and we didn't just write the letter, we followed it up. My DVC admin went, the director of this center went. We liaised with the executive secretary of people living with disability in Abuja. She went also. They presented this letter to IPPIS. Their names of the staff are here. See them there. 21 of them are all here. I will give this to you to social. We followed this up, went severally. But IPPIS turned it down. What has the vice chancellor done wrong? I can't go and put gun in their neck and say you must capture. They turned it down. They said no. They turned this something down at that time. They said there's no special dispensation, nothing like special dispensation. Everybody's so that's the status of this. And as I speak now, we are doing another follow-up letter because we have a new accountant general, hoping that the case, and we have a new director of IPPIS again. So my secretary is doing a new letter again, follow up to see what. But so the point is that on issue of payment, the vice chancellor has little or no. I mean, I don't have any say on this. We make efforts, but I said these are not efforts. I can't. If I carry this letter now, I go and I state the press. I went to say I can't do that. I've not been doing that. So I won't. If I go to Abuja to make it, and come and do press conference. I've gone to Abuja. I'm trying to seek for payment of my staff salary. I mean, if I do that, it means I'll be on press conference because I do that every week. Every week. There's no week that I don't make 2 or 3 contacts, even as of yesterday night, on payment for the past 3 years. It's very traumatizing. That sometimes I used to go there physically to appeal to people. There was a time when it came to the council. And then the new council, they're also passionate because they hear stories. So the pro-chancellor, Professor Suleiman Kuranga, opted to go with me. He said, let me go with VC to the head of service. We went to, myself and pro-chancellor, we were in the head of service office for 6 hours, sitting, waiting. The man was on, I said, sir, this is how I used to come. I stayed 8 hours sometimes. He stayed there. And before we knew it, the head of service left without telling us. And he was angry. And then later I called her and said, I came. They gave us an appointment and went again. And we saw the head of service. Myself, after about 1 or 2 hours, we saw the head of service at that time. This was 2 years ago. And after going, the woman explained everything and then made some presentation. The chairman told me, my brother, this thing is prayer. Because when people sit and talk, they think, so I went, that's how council never, otherwise there have been a recognition in council, say VC, whatever. So he went with me. So he came and reported that it's more complex. We have gone to a committee set up by the federal ministry, you know, permanent secretary was there, all of them, we defended the thing, they wrote report, when presented our case, they wrote 2 reports, they said we'll follow up. We have gone to National Assembly has made, even raised, you know, what's they call it again? Yes, they made a plea appeal, and then the thing came to IPPIS, then came to the thing, but nobody followed it up again. Senators have followed it, presidents have followed it, everybody. And in any case, for God's sake, this situation is not peculiar to UNIZIK alone. It's not. If I say I won't put my hand, I won't do anything, it's not by force. I employed you and the government didn't pay you. Why does that concern me? But for fear of God, personal conscience sake, I go ahead. So if people keep on misleading them and they're writing, you know, misrepresenting social media, I leave them to God to judge and they take action. But for me, I know my conscience is clear.